The bow is a ranged weapon that brings a lot of utility, damage and fun to any fight. It's a unique ranged weapon with very special techs that can change the outcome of fights. If you learn and master all the techs in this video, you will be unstoppable with a bow in your hands. So let's start with the basics, very fast. If you shoot your bow without charging, you will get a light attack that cannot inflict stagger. If you charge your bow after the first tick, whether it be a 1 charge or a 2 charge, you will get a light attack that will inflict stagger, so if your enemy is not charging, he will get staggered by the hit. But if you get a headshot, you get a 1.5 damage multiplier, of course, but you also get a light stagger just like if you were charging your bow. So even if you do an instant shot without charging and get a headshot, you will get a light stagger. Like most ranged weapons, there is a way to shoot your bow very fast, like a rapid fire. So if you want to shoot your bow as fast as possible, you have to shoot and follow by a hold dodge and then shoot again. So it looks like this. The bow is actually the only ranged weapon that can break grapples. Headshots and charge shots will stop any grapple attempt thrown at you before your enemy starts to attack during the grapple. And remember, when you are charging your bow or already shooting, like in between shots, you're protected from the grapple stun. So use this to counter grapple effectively. And as a bonus, if you're healing or holding blue, you can then counter grapple, and this is another good place to shoot your bow for a guaranteed shot. Okay, now let's get into the fun part. After certain attacks, you can guarantee a bow shot on the ground, and this is when you go for the headshot. If you get it, you will apply a new stagger on the grounded enemy, giving you 2 options. You can choose to go for 3 headshots on the ground that will make insane damage very fast, and the sound it makes is just too good. And as a second choice, you can go for 1 bow headshot on the ground, go back to your melee weapon and follow up with a slide uppercut to get a full combo. This second option is a lot harder to execute because you need a lot of muscle memory to switch back and get your slide uppercut, and I strongly advise you to use the mouse scroll wheel to swap weapons here, not the keyboard, because it's a lot easier to do it that way. Depending on the angle and your attack choice, you'll get a different head position. My personal favorite setup is this one with the katana. It's good damage, easy head placement, and yeah, it's just good all around. Here are some other examples of setups. Quick reminder for you, your ranged weapon damage will depend on the range where you use it. For example, for the bow, the max damage range is starting at 20 meters and going all the way to 65 meters. So when you go for the triple headshots on the ground, always hold dodge backwards so you get more range and potentially more damage. Knowing how to use your bow is very important, but it's also really important to understand how to swap between your 2 weapons with efficiency. To go from your melee weapon to your ranged weapon, you can jump, crouch or tap dodge and switch immediately. But to go from your ranged weapon back to your melee weapon is different. The fastest way to do it is to tap dodge and cancel it with a switch. And if you have no stamina to do it, I found a tricky way that's faster than the basic swap. You hold your left click, tap on the right click, swap, and you will now be holding blue with your melee weapon. You can of course airwalk with your bow by aiming to reset your hold dodge in the air. So it looks like this. You get in the air, you hold your right click, hold dodge forward, jump, right click, hold dodge forward, jump, and repeat. Another fun way to use the bow is with standing headshots. If you get a raw bow headshot, you can technically start a full combo with some weapons, like tap dodging, into switching, and instantly attacking. But this is very niche and not really widely used. But the more interesting way to use it is to go for a guaranteed headshot after some light attacks. This is usually done with the nunchucks, but let me show you some examples. A lot of attacks can actually be punished with the bow. A headshot or preemptive charging will give you insane damage from a range. But the timings are usually very short, so you're gonna have to practice them. The Jades for the bow are very strong, especially fire arrow plus target lock. It will basically make an opponent unable to move properly for 3 seconds, giving you good follow-up shots or a very good way to get into melee range. Just know that there is a 15 seconds cooldown before you can reapply target lock. Burst arrow will reduce your damage but make it easier to hit, so also easier to apply fire damage and target lock. Fire damage is always good to take, especially for the healing reduction. Same thing for scattershot. You have less damage with each arrow, but more arrows and it's easier to hit, so easier to apply the good other jades. That's it for today. I hope you learned something in this video and I will see you very soon on Twitch. Bye bye.